Hello, this is Coffee Break with Ninita, a daily guide of coping skills that gets us through by making us strong. We're going to finally talk about the last set of these behaviors, and this is called defeat. Usually, those behaviors are built one on top of the other, starting in a way of a sort of bad way of protecting. It is all those behaviors are product of survival mode. So it is an attempt to protect the person, but by doing so, they lead the person to depression, which we call defeat. Again, remember what I have always said. I have said before, the 5 freedoms: freedom to feel, freedom to hear and see, freedom to speak, freedom to take a risk, and freedom to fail. Those 5 freedoms, once we start practicing them and applying them in our lives, we can interrupt that survival mode and interrupt the development of such behaviors at any point. So in defeat, it is pretty much the emotions felt. It is like we said, that example of the drawer full of negative emotions. Now that drawer is wide open. Our behaviors, instead of keeping it closed or organizing it, we have it wide open, and everything from inside the drawer has fallen out and overwhelmed us, to the extent that we start feeling very depressed. We feel defeated, and in fact, we question, why bother? Why try? You see why I'm putting so much emphasis on the 5 freedoms. The 5 freedoms can help if we practice them even in depression. Because the last of the 5 freedoms is a freedom to fail and not feel why bother. To fail, and instead of feeling defeated, to say, oh well, I'll try something else. It is still worth doing what I need to do with the situation in hand. And that is very important in keeping our mental and emotional health. The ability to recognize when something that we do that in the moment feels as the best solution, to take back, to stop, to change the direction, to stop doing what we're doing, realizing that it is not working, it is not serving our purpose, and try something else. This is very important, because what can really help us recover from that type of state of mind, emotional state, the state of defeat, is reaching out. If I have not done it already before, do it now. Reaching out and talking to somebody that either is professional, is a spiritual father, is a friend or a family member that is not involved in the bad situation that has trapped me. Because there's always something that we have to face, that if we don't, it makes us go downhill. There's always something. So the person we choose to talk to cannot be part of that picture. It cannot. It has to be independent. So when we actually at this state, the state of feeling defeated, we remember the 5 freedoms and we reach out and talk to someone, you know what is going to happen as a result of that? Those very, very terrible emotions I felt while taking the wrong path are going to become empowerment and wisdom for the future to count on. So it will be a motivational factor that will help me do what I should have done all along when I was trying to avoid the unpleasant feeling. And the only way I can reach that realization is only if I apply the 5 freedoms. Feel my feelings, hear and see what is going on, not what I'm assuming, not my believing of my assumptions, but what is going on, and reach out and talk to someone and give that inventory. This is what I see, this is what I feel and hear. What do you think? Am I right? Am I exaggerating? How do you see this? Please help me. And take a risk. Yes. Sometimes facing a situation for some is no big deal. For others, it feels like taking a big risk where the emotions of anxiety and stress are present. But taking that risk becomes easier to approach once we have talked about it with someone we trust, with someone who can coach us the way to facing unpleasant and uncomfortable situations. Next week, we're going to talk about boundaries. We think of boundaries as being something we give to our children when they're young. And that's how we're going to start that discussion. But I'm leaving this for next week because it can apply to us as adults. Please leave your comments and suggestions on Facebook or email us on StayWHOLE@gmail.com. Until tomorrow, stay well and God bless you.